You think I'd take the day off since it's Christmas, right? Of course, I don't celebrate the holidays. The holidays always bum me out anyway. You think I'd take the day off, right? I guess I'm not going to take the day off. I should, though, right? I don't even drink, so I'm definitely not going to celebrate New Year's Eve. Never did celebrate that. I don't like drinking at all. I was like drunk 3 times in college, and 3 times was enough. It's like, yeah, you feel awesome for about like a few hours, and you feel like shit for 20 hours. Let me do that again. No. No. One of the huge downsides of being intelligent is that you kind of recognize folly. It's like, let me see, you feel good for 3 hours, you feel like shit for 20 hours. Should I do that again? No. No, I won't do that again. Let's work off the premise of a quote from Nikola Tesla, right? Here's Nikola Tesla. The scientists of today, and boy, it's a lot worse than since Nikola Tesla was around. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly. But one can think deeply and be quite insane. Oh, how right you are, goddammit, Mr. Nikola Tesla. How right you are. Insane asylums are not full of stupid people. Some of them are stupid. They're just like, they're crazy. They could be like illiterate, goobers, insane asylums. There are a lot of really, really, really intelligent, deep thinkers in insane asylums. Yeah, no, I don't know from first-hand experience, but that is true. Okay? Very true. Deep thinkers, very intelligent, but insane. A lot of science today is made up of insane people. They suck off and feed off each other's own hubris. There's one fish that follows another fish exactly of its own species, and they like eat each. I don't know how they make. I don't know how they're able to get vitamins or nutrients from it, but they like eat each their own. they each eat their own poo. It's like there's one fish takes a poo, and another fish behind it eats poo. That is what peer-reviewed means, by the way. You regurgitate the shit that you're brainwashed to believe. Pass this test, read this crap, and, regurgitate the crap you were told you to. That is not thinking. That's not science. The Platonic, and trust me, fat tattooed boy here who translates ancient Greek, he knows the real definition of science, okay? Science today is not science. It's not. There is some real science in science today, but there's not much of it. It's about regurgitating the shit you were taught to memorize and use to pass tests. Regurgitate this shit, memorize it. We're going to have a multiple guess test. If you write an essay regurgitating the crap we were told you to... that sounds like a fucking religion to me. Pretty sure that shit quantifies as like a cult or a religion. Believe this shit or get lost. That's not science. That is connotatively and denotatively not science. Let's talk about some of the crazy shit science does. Like some of the best. I remember back when the Kuwait oil fires were going on, when like Saddam Hussein was blowing up the oil wells in Kuwait back in the early 90s. And Carl Sagan got on CNN and he said some of the dumbest shit you can imagine. Carl Sagan, what are the effects of these oil fires? He made it out like it was an asteroid had dropped from Earth, and it was just such insane crap. And then some real person came on that actually works in the oil fields. The guy probably didn't even have a high school education, but he'd been working around oil his whole life. And he basically said, I'll never forget it, it's so funny. You have like a dumb redneck who probably never graduated from high school, who actually works in oil for 20, 30 years. He's like a master oil dude. And you have Carl Sagan, the genius, idiot, asshole that everybody looks up to. And the guy, the oil dude, basically, he didn't say as much, but he basically said Carl Sagan's full of shit. And of course, Carl Sagan was full of shit. All those oil fires, they did, the dumb oil rig dude was smart, okay? Which also brings me to another movie about, you ought to see that too. Buy the movie, it's called Deepwater Horizon. It's a movie, just came out, it's now on DVD, I believe. About all these BP oil executives that say that this is what's really going on, but the oil rig workers, they're like, no, that's not like, no, It's like, yeah, we are. We got the PhDs in oil engineering, and Yeah, those guys didn't know shit. The oil rig blew up. A lot of people died. If the people had actually had wits about them, like the dumb oil rig, and they're not dumb. Some of the wisest people, this is what people confuse. They actually confuse empirical knowledge with wisdom. Some of the wisest people on earth, they have no formal education. I mean, a lot of them are illiterate, but these people are like living, half-naked sages living in the caves and out in the woods. They meditate half the day, and they're actually thinking about the great mysteries of the universe. They might not be able to read and write, but they have incredible wisdom, okay? These other people that have PhDs and what, not saying that they're all idiots, but a lot of them are real fucking idiots. Oh, well, he has authority. He has a PhD and a BS and say, no, you know what that means? It doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean I want someone, cutting out a tumor on my liver that, has like been sharpening knives for 20 years. That's not what that means. But it's also true that, some non-doctor that's been practicing emergency medicine in India, I actually trust that person more than some pot-smoking puke that just got out of med school, who actually has a degree as a doctor. It's like, I'm officially a doctor. It's like, good, fuck you. You just got out of med school, half of which, you were drinking beer and, smoking pot, and you, crunched it the last few hours so you could pass your tests, become a doctor. You're nothing. You're a fucking idiot. Oh, well, I'm a real doctor. Yeah, you are. And you know what? That doesn't mean shit. Skill is skill is skill. Papers are for dogs, girlfriend. What is a Challenger disaster? You have, countless morons at NASA. Oh, some of the highest paid, most respected people on Earth in their field. And it was obvious, some of the field technicians that were working out on the pad, they're like, we shouldn't launch. This shit's going to go, oh, no, we're scientists. We got PhDs. No, we can launch. No, some of these guys out there, it's like, no, there's ice out there. This is going to be an issue. No, but the PhDs, they knew more. So, well, let's launch that bitch. Boom. Bam! Explodes up in the sky in a super gigantic fireball. Everybody dies! Yeah, that's science for you. Actually, that's science and hubris. Oh, we got a PhD. We know better than you. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Well, your hubris just cost a bunch of people's lives. Gigantic explosion up in the sky, too, with all sorts of toxic chemicals raining down into the ocean, too. Here's another thing. Science is killing people left and right. There's 1,000 examples like chemotherapy. Let's bring the patient right to the point where they die with chemotherapy. I guarantee you one thing. Right now, for 30 years or 40 years in the future, might not even be that long, we're going to look back on medical science and we're going to go, what the fuck were these idiots thinking, giving people chemotherapy? It's like, let's make their hair fall out, make them puke their guts out, right to the point that they're going to fucking die. Yeah, chemotherapy, that's going to fix cancer. That's not how you treat cancer. You don't actually treat cancer by totally destroying someone's immune system with chemotherapy. Fucking medical science. Oh, but I'm a doctor, I should give you these dangerous chemicals that'll fucking eat your liver up and make your hair fall out, make your dick drop off. Yeah, but I'm a doctor because you should listen to me. No, fuck you. No, fuck you. Let's roll it back and finalize this out with Nikola Tesla, okay? Scientists today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and yet be quite insane. Nikola Tesla. By the way, Nikola Tesla is not just referring to science in general. He was referring to Einstein. A lot of people give me shit for calling Einstein a fool, and then I'll go, you know what, girlfriend? The only thing I'm doing is quoting Nikola Tesla of the many, many, many times, of which I have a dozen quotes, where Tesla calls Einstein a fool, a beggar wrapped in the robes of a king, the purple robes, the noble robes of a king. Tesla gave Einstein down the road, okay? So if you don't like me calling Einstein a fool, then I will just point you to the guy that invented the modern world, is powering all the shit that is illuminating my goddamn face, and that would be Nikola Tesla, who himself said that Einstein was a goddamn fool. Okay? And if you think you're smarter than Nikola Tesla, then you, sir, are the insane person. Yes, you are. Okay? Forget what I said. I'll stick with the guy that invented the modern world. Not some asshole with a theory mostly disproven, of which he stole that idea. It's a hardcore fact from Henri Poincaré. 1 over c squared, which he extrapolated into E equals mc squared. He stole that from Henri Poincaré. Relativity is more disproven now than it was when it came out. Relativity has no basis in fact, including GPS time correction. That is known as electromagnetic retardation. That was known to James Clerk Maxwell, Oliver Heaviside, and Nikola Tesla. That's technically what it's called, EM retardation. Nothing in the observed universe from the perspective of human science and our current understanding of the universe has ever backed up anything of relativity, including GPS correction. Okay? Don't believe me? Go read the book by the doctorate, PhD, now dead, Dr. Oleg D. Jeffimenko, a guy with more science and more math than you care to shake a stick at. Here's a huge book full of math on electromagnetic retardation. That proves that GPS correction for time has nothing to do with relativity. Maybe you could go refute his enormous book full of math. You're never going to do it. Maybe you think you're smarter than some guy with 2 doctorate degrees and a PhD. No, you're not. Nor are you smarter than Nikola Tesla. Nor are you smarter than Oliver Heaviside. Nor are you smarter than James Clerk Maxwell. Okay, these are not my ideas, my beliefs, my harebrained notions. These are the sayings of the greatest men of science who ever lived so far. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you could drop me a big fat pizza or a buck or two or tell me to jump off a cliff. I don't care either way. Happy New Year's, Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, and all that crap. Bye.